Yes, people, welcome back to another show on your Wednesday weekly Premier League show on Scarf Spurs Talk. Big up everyone. Make sure you smash the likes first of all. Subscribe. This is our weekly thing. Every Wednesday we go live. Our host for Harry channel. So big up to Harry for that. We usually have panels here, so we do have panels. We have guests. So let's introduce the panels one by one. But first, we got Barney. How you doing, Barney?
I'm good to be here again. Nice to see you all, and big up to Harry for inviting me onto your channel again. And looking forward to sort of dissecting the weekend's results and looking forward to the next batch.
100%. I think it's the first time I've met Kallum, but big up to you, Kallum. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all good. How about you?
I mean, my team is, yeah. But I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Trying to get over Manchester United, but yeah. It's been good, man. I think after looking at some results, there's interesting results, so we'll delve into it. Stepsy, our usual guest. How you doing, Stepsy?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. Nervous for this week, but yeah, I'm full of optimism at the moment until Friday.
Same here.
Yeah. And Mr. Arteta out. Luca, how you doing, Luca?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me on, Orest and Harry and everyone else. I hope everyone's
Big up,
all right.
Harry.
Yeah, no, big up Harry as always. But I think, sorry, I messed up. So I think first game, we're gonna go by order. So it was a lunchtime kickoff. It was West Ham 2, Liverpool 2. I mean, you saw this coming, eh? Stepsy, I'm gonna go to you first. I mean, did you see this coming? And
I predicted it.
Yeah.
I predicted it all.
Mm.
I predicted it all. I predicted it all because Liverpool are the team that sort of are really struggling in the defensive department. Their front's fine, but their defense is very, very mixed shape. I mean, we were calling Van Disney, or sadly, because of his calamity. It was. I mean, they didn't pick up West Ham at all. Bowen had a free run down that left hand side for West Ham. He was on the right, on the left. He was everywhere, Bowen, and they just didn't pick him up. Obviously, West Ham went in front, probably deserved. Liverpool played them back, obviously, and then they went in front. And on the odds of it, I didn't think Liverpool deserved to even go in front. I mean, they come out the second half, all guns blazing, which was good. And we saw the old Liverpool for, 10, 15 minutes of that second half? And then they just sat back again, and then they invited pressure. And Kudus was working his heart out again, trying to make things happen. They brought Ward-Prowse on near the end to try and spark something, which it did. He got the ball, spread it out wide. Bowen picked it up. Lovely, loved it. I'll tell you what, the cross was pinpoint. In between the two defenders, and no one was marking Antonio, and he just put a head on it, and it was past Addison without him even moving. Quality bit of play. That was the best goal I've seen West Ham score in a long time. But it's the same old Liverpool, time and time again. They are not picking up the players. They are not watching the runners, and it's down to like Diaz again that was trying to work it for him, because Salah. I mean, that spat Salah had with Klopp. I don't know what it was all about. There's something that happened there. Like, I think he come on too late. People were saying, or he didn't hug him, or whether there's big debate about that. No one knows exactly what was said, so you make your own mind up on that. But I think he brought him on too late. Was my understanding from it all. But yeah, Liverpool. It's coming to Liverpool. Since that Atlanta first leg against Atlanta, they have not been the same, and they keep making the same mistakes. Why has no one picked that up? Why don't you go to a back four instead of trying to play three at the back and two wing backs? It's not working for him. You thought Klopp, as an experienced manager, would change it up, and he hasn't, and he's making the same mistakes, and he's letting players go in to score. They can score, no problem, but they're letting goals in as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Bit up to Mr. B is just showing now. Luca, over to you. Is that Liverpool's title done now? The race for the Premier League?
For me, look, I think Liverpool, they've put themselves in a mess. They put themselves in a position. I personally said on Twitter, I thought they were going to go on and win the league. because of Jurgen Klopp leaving at the end of the season. But look, I think it's done. I really, really think it's done. We'd have to slip up. Manchester City would have to slip up. And I think it's between us and Man City right now. I think Liverpool, for me, right, felt a little bit overconfident. And I feel like maybe they got a bit put off because Klopp's leaving. Maybe they had a bit of knocking confidence. And I just think something's not right with Liverpool. I just feel like when Liverpool this season have lost to teams where they should be beaten. Like they lost to Arsenal at the Emirates. That's twice, if not beaten Arsenal at the Emirates now. Last season and this season, 3-2 and 3-1. They, of course, dropped points against Man City, but Man City is a tough place to go to. And there's been games this season where I look even shockingly losing to Crystal Palace at Anfield. And I quite frankly feel like Liverpool, for me, are just not in a position where they're just not going for a title. And now they're going to be getting this onslaught, whoever this new manager is, right?
I think that's a gamble.
For me, yeah, I 100% agree, Stepsy, because I think it personally, for me, I think it's a gamble because nobody can't really say, oh, he's shit, because nobody has not watched him play, right?
But like I said, he took final to a title, and this season he's done nothing with them. So what are they sending that we haven't?
Exactly, because nobody doesn't know. Because think about it, right? Unai Emery, I didn't know who he was when he got the Arsenal job.
Oh, really?
Then honestly, real talk, because
Okay.
I looked at his CV. He won trophies, won Europa League with Seville 3 times, Villarreal once. He won a French league, PSG. And now look at Unai Emery. He's probably going to be getting top 4 now, right? And
I don't think you give him a good enough chance, because I think you had him, didn't do much last one season, then half season in you got rid of him.
Yeah.
I think that's wrong. I think that was a bad move for you. I thought you'd give him a chance. I mean, you give Arteta more chance than he has, than he was given.
Well, yeah, of course. But the thing is, nobody doesn't know who this onslaught is. Personally,
True.
I've not seen him play. Right? He's been Man United fans will know a lot about him because of Ten Hag, right? But you just got an assistant. You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be like when people were criticising, including myself, when Mikel Arteta was sitting with Pep Guardiola? And look what Arteta's doing now. He's taking us into 2 league title challenge, whether he gets it over the line or not, right? Which is looking unlikely. But he's doing a great job at the moment. And we don't know if this onslaught from Vinald and Van Persie's going to be taking over his job, right? We don't know if this guy's going to come into Liverpool because Liverpool fan base are probably thinking it's not their first choice. He might come out and what is the expectation for Liverpool? Because they didn't get top 4 last season. They were all talking about a quadruple, right? That's not happening because Man United stopped that, right?
And stop the European Cup.
Stopped that as well. Yeah. So Man United always have Liverpool's number when it comes to Old Trafford. So and Man United always have that factor where they always knock on Liverpool and stop Liverpool. And look, for me, it might not just be about that, but I feel like this manager, for me, there's going to be players in that dressing room. Is Trent Alexander-Arnold going to play in midfield next season? People want to see Trent go in midfield and Conor Bradley goes into that right back position. It's going to be interesting.
Are you even sure that Trent's still going to be there? He's got a year left on his contract. So I mean, if Real cough up some money and all that,
Spurs could be interested. Spurs, Trent.
No, to be honest, Trent he don't fit. He don't fit the Daniel Levy cash pocket deals and all that we'll get.
I've heard it's Luton go down. They want Doherty left back.
To be honest, we want everyone that's cheap, easy, and don't fit into Andrew's style.
It doesn't fit Levy's pocket, then, does it?
McTominay is available this summer, so if you want him, yeah.
No, we got Oliver Skip and Højbjerg at the moment, so I think they're enough crap as it is. Let's put it that way, mate. But the problem is Arne Slot was someone that we wanted last summer as well, and we had the same merry-go-round that went around, cough up the money, do this, do that. Oh yeah, he plays attacking football. Yeah, he's done well. He's done this. He's done that. The problem is the whole Liverpool model with FSG is changing now. When you look, they've changed their director of football 4 times in the last 6 years. They've got directors back. They've got sporting technical directors in and out like there's no tomorrow. I don't think there's one easy fix for Liverpool, and you saw how disjointed they were with the Salah and Klopp argument at the end of the game. I mean, what did he say in the tunnel? Oh, there'll be fire if I talk. Well, no, you're just being you're just being a dick. Salah, you're just being a dick where you should have been sold last summer because you've done nothing at all, and that money could have been used like what they did when they sold Coutinho. What was it, 6-7 years ago? Sell him, get 100 million, reinvest it, turn it around, get something in. No one honestly knows what's going on with Liverpool, and obviously we know with West Ham as well that Moyes could be gone at the end of the season, and even with Amorim coming over, he's had to apologise, going, "I didn't think for meeting." Well, you got on a private jet.
You got a private jet and went to London, so you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, you got caught in Sporting, you got then caught in wherever and all that. So none of these managers think what's going on. And I mean, going on Arsenal, they've stuck by Arteta, but obviously that's because the institution didn't stick by Emre because he didn't fit what they wanted at the time. Whereas Edu's came in, he's stuck by Arteta. But I think if Kroenke, because obviously there's 2 Kroenkes, isn't there? There's the dad and there's the son. It's the son that's stuck by Arteta. The dad's probably would have gotten rid of Arteta if he was doing his old stuff now. So it's all swings and roundabouts. And so many clubs are in this manager rut at the moment where they could go, they could get kicked out.
But they're going to stick with them because there's no one out there that's half decent enough to take over. I mean, everyone talks about, oh yeah, Salah could go, Zidane go to United, or Salah goes to Liverpool. He doesn't in the Premier League, and Man United are so like on a repair build that's. I don't think Zidane's got the right mentality to go in there and change it. Man United need a strong personality, and for Liverpool, I think they've just gone for the short straw, the best that they could get because there's no one else out there. Everyone else is in a nice job, cushy job, apart from Amber, is in a cushy job, and they're sitting pretty. I think Ten Hag will still be there come the summer, and the only change I do see at the moment is
it's Liverpool and West Ham that are most likely.
The only one I see is Liverpool getting their get sorted. That's the only one I see because there's no manager out there, and everyone is sitting pretty. No one's going to chop the boat.
Not even cheap. It's not even a small deal they're paying for Slot either. It's like 15 million euros. It's a lot of money.
That's the why I'm out of the contract. So that's why I'm out of the contract. Then they've got to put the wages on top of what he wants.
I mean, if you're talking about United, I'll get on to United later, but in terms of manager, I see us getting Thomas Tuchel, because we've been linked with him heavily, and obviously he's leaving at the end of the season. Bayern, they're going to get Ralph Rangnick, so Thomas Tuchel could be an option for United. But
I'll tell you what, you should. I think you should start with Rangnick when you had the chance, because I thought he was doing a great job for you. He was turning that club around.
Anyways, United later. West Ham game. Barney, do you want to speak about West Ham?
Yeah. I just think after the Merseyside derby, Liverpool are in danger of just their season's petering out, to be honest. I mean, speaking of someone who's seen Liverpool play recently, they look composed on the ball, they look sharp, but they're inconsistent. And this has been the story of the last few games. And I just think against West Ham, you expect them to have a response after they lost to Everton, but they just didn't seem to have it. And now we've just seen the results of this. And it almost, this kind of season with Liverpool has felt like a kind of, I don't know, a kind of nod to Klopp. Let's kind of, give him a good send off, and it just hasn't kind of materialised, and they haven't sort of, risen to the plate. And if I was a Liverpool fan, I'd be quite disappointed.
Yeah.
Have you guys? I still. What makes me wonder about Klopp is what's actually going on with him, because obviously we all saw the interview that he released on Liverpool Fan TV and all that stuff, and the club pages. I still wonder what's convinced him to change, because he's still got like 2 years on his contract. I mean, yeah, he might just be burnt out or something like that, but I think there's some sort of illness there going on, because he's looking.
I think it's the German job after the Euros. I think that's what he's hankering for. I think he wants one more big payout, and
It
go
was
and
new
be
challenge, I think, as well.
German manager.
New
I think
challenge.
he's going for that.
But they've
does
just
look a bit
signed
mentally
Nagelsmann.
drained.
Yeah, Nagelsmann though has just signed a new
You can
2-year deal.
these right. I say this from day one. These contracts mean nothing. They can pay them off and get them out the door quite easy. Settlement, all that. That's quite easy. It's easy done, and they can bring them in. Not straight away.
Yeah.
Euros first. Give us the Euros. Let them get over the Euros and all that, and then maybe there'll be a shuffle, and I can see him going in there.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But that's only a theory.
Mr. B, do you want to speak about this game? We'll move on to the next game.
I'm not in the German camp.
Yeah. Well, I obviously spoke a bit about this on the other stream, but yeah, it was pretty poor from Liverpool again. I don't know what is going on there, but obviously that thing with Klopp and Salah having a right old Barney at each other, really having a row or whatever. I thought they was going to have a fight one stage. But you know, I think Salah would have lost that the way he's been pretty poor, hasn't he, Salah? His mind's elsewhere. I reckon he's going to leave Liverpool. I think he's probably going to go to Dubai or whatever, United Arab Emirates, something like that. And you know, I think that's where his mind's at now. I don't think he wants to be at Liverpool anymore. And you know, it's going to be a lot of money. Liverpool are going to get a lot of money for him. So, what will they do with that? Well, they can make the squad even better, I suppose. They might have a few going out. Might have Diaz and all that. I'd love Diaz at Brentford. I'll tell you. I think he's quality.
Another one for the Brentford door.
Well, you can keep Reguilon from us if you want, because he ain't coming back.
No, you're owning back, mate. We don't want him. He got sent off, didn't he, in one game? I thought, oh no,
He's probably still got more assists than most of your fullbacks, to be fair. I think he's got 4 or 5, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, we got sort of like Rico Henry, but he's been out the whole season. Been the bloody problem, isn't it? So,
yeah, keep Reguilon. Yeah, that's fine, because that guy is still addicted to Man United, because I still see on the stories him posting United stuff. So clearly, I mean, I don't know why we sent him in January, but we should have kept him until the end of the season. But that Ten Hag manager thought, you know what?
Play him, did you?
Huh?
You didn't play him, did you?
No, he played for us for a few games.
Really?
A few games, yeah.
Then he got it just don't help that Shaw's injury prone and Tyrell Malacia don't know whether he's got legs or not. Yeah. That's the problem. You've got two crap fullbacks.
United very soon, yeah. But this one,
trying to make the best of a bad situation, is it?
Yeah, Fulham 1, Palace 1. We'll start off with Barney first. What's your thoughts on this game?
Well, I'll give my best analysis possible. I wasn't actually at the game this week. I was watching my other half's side win promotion at Pride Park, so I had to watch this game back on TV. Cool. I had to watch this game back on TV, but yeah, it was a fair point. I was pleased with it. I mean, you probably saw the Crystal Palace goal. I mean, sensational, really. You can't really, no goalkeeper's going to save that. Palace were better in the first half. They've had a good run, Palace. I mean, they've picked up some decent points, so I would have been disappointed with this. Yeah. Exactly, they're a good side. I would have been disappointed with this 4 or 5 games ago, but they're on a good run. They score a lot of goals, and they've got players who can hurt you. It was you got a better
team next, anyway.
Oh yes. Oh, we'll get to that. Looking forward to that on Saturday, mate. We'll get to that. Don't you worry. Yeah, I think Muniz, that's 10 goals for him now this season. So he's really, really improved. I'm so impressed with him, and to see him sort of improve game in, game out. I think next season he could really stake a place for a number 9.
Is that his first season at Fulham?
Well, he was on loan at Middlesbrough last season, so this is his first full season.
He was your player, was he?
Yes, he was, but he never got a chance.
Is this his first full season of Premier League?
Yeah. Correct, yeah.
So in a way, for a first season of Premier League, getting 10 goals is a good achievement.
And he's 23 when we play Brentford on Saturday. That's his birthday.
Well, there you go.
Can I say that about Richarlison? Or does that not count?
If you're on the pity vote, you can.
No, hate him with a passion.
I'll wind up merchant Richarlison.
I'll tell you what. You're not the only Tottenham fan who said that, and I know a few Tottenham fans that can't stand him.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, but just
if you hate Richarlison, how many other Spurs players do you hate? Must be a long list, eh?
Oh, there's a few. Don't worry. There is a few.
Well,
fair,
I can
there's a
relate to
fair
my
few
club
on
as
that
well.
list.
I can relate to my club, but yeah. Kallum, do you see this as Fulham's 2 points dropped, or how do you see this game, Fulham Palace?
I think Fulham would be happy with this result, to be honest, because they've kind of solidified themselves as a top half team now, sort of thing. They are getting towards the level where I think Marco Silva wants to be, and especially as if he could have left last summer for Saudi and he turns it down, and he turned it down. I think they're doing well. I think there's a run of form in there. I don't think Fulham are going to have all the pieces to the puzzle, and I don't think you ever will under the management and the coaches you've got and the ownership. But they've done well. They've got some big scalps this year. They scalped Spurs for definite, and you've got some other big ones as well. And if you can keep a lot of your players this summer, then I think you're setting up quite well. I mean, if anything, the one person that you say has been a complete waste of time and money that you guys are paying to Chelsea is Brozier at the moment. Muniz coming in and doing it.
You're right, Kallum. It's actually galvanised Muniz to actually perform.
Exactly. The only problem you've got now is you're losing probably your best centre back in Adebayo, isn't it? So he's going to go. But the reports today out of Newcastle saying that they're paying $100,000 a week to him.
He's coming to us. He's coming to us.
Oh, every United fan says that about every player, and then you get Malacia, so it's all right.
We haven't met Mr. B yet. He's every player's going to Brentford.
What's that, Stetsy?
I said, he said, Man United, everyone's going to say, I said, you haven't met Mr. B yet. He thinks Brentford getting every player.
Well, I wish, yeah. If we had all that money, we would. We had loads of money. Yeah. We were buying everyone.
But that's
the hell, man.
When you look at how Palace are playing as well, they're playing well under Glasner. They've got
on top form now. Yeah.
That's the thing. I think they've only lost 2 or 3 since he's come in, and only one of them we struggled against them for a good 70 minutes, and it was a brilliant free kick from Eze to outdo us. Another set-piece goal against us, so for Fulham to actually get a point at Craven Cottage, I think it's a result. And Fulham are just demonstrating that they can at least grind out games and not just lose, as has been the case over a number of seasons now.
Yeah, because listen, we play Palace next year. We could get smashed. Like the way Palace
every time, Orest, you are very pessimistic, aren't you?
What? Because
you're very pessimistic. You think everyone's
literally Roy Hodgson literally came to Old Trafford and beat us 1-0. So listen, they have Glasgow now, so they could lose more than that. So listen,
just got to hope Fernandes turns up, because Rashford definitely ain't.
He's probably going to go clubbing the night before, but yeah, Luca, do you relate with Kallum saying that there's not 2 points lost for Fulham and it's point gained well for them?
I think for me, look, Fulham Palace for me are on a bit of a great run at the moment. Of course, the unbeaten in 4 games, they've won 3 and drawn 1. I think both of these teams have got nothing to play for this season. Of course, Palace, you always say that they're kind of in that mix of that relegation, but they always seem to find a way to put a couple of wins together. But I think Palace and Fulham are pretty much safe. It's like when you can say, will Fulham do something for us next Saturday against Man City? Will Willian have a masterclass against Manchester City? That's to be seen. I'm not too sure. But look, Fulham have had a decent season, of course. They got to a semi-final with up. They finished possibly maybe high mid-table, but that's what their aim's going to be next season. There's not really anything to like. Look, of course, Fulham would love to get European football again. Now, I remember the days when they had Clint Dempsey and that back in the day. But
What days?
Not now. So
not now.
That's when Spurs were using Fulham as a feeder club, weren't it?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
What's the expectations for Fulham now? What do you want to see next season? Do you want to see Fulham do something next season, or because it's just going to be mid-table, and
well, for a club like us,
Yeah.
Premier League survival is everything. It's Premier League survival is everything, first and foremost. We have to stay at this level just because of the nature of where we're set up with the new Riverside stand, everything going on in that, and the kind of fans that they're wanting to attract. You need to keep up that kind of level of spending. So the club needs to have that income coming in now. It's essential. I'd like to go on a cup run. I do think we're capable of doing a cup run again because we took Liverpool really close in the 2 semi-finals. I'm not there. We actually would have made a final. But yeah, I'd take a mid-table gladly right now.
Table. Not any chance of like 8th, 9th?
They're not Chelsea.
What? Yes.
I think,
why not? Why not? Yes. In 2 seasons, we should be aiming for Europe. Yeah.
I think there's a project. I think there's a project to Fulham. Like I said,
It keeps João Palhinha. I think that's crucial for me. If Palhinha stays, then I think
if he
that's
stays.
Yeah, but if they get good money for him, they could get someone else in. It's parcel with that.
I mean,
if
players
you get
come
good
and
money
go.
for him, there's someone else they can bring in for that sort of money.
Exactly.
Fulham could attract people. It's just if they want to go to a club that's pushing for a European place, not trying getting it, but just pushing for that. But there's a project for them. That's why Marcus Silva didn't take the. That's why Marcus Silva didn't to go to Saudi Arabia. He sees a project for them, and I think he wants to progress for them to a European club. I think he wants to. He thinks he knows the boundaries are there, and I think he knows. Okay, if he keeps the right players or invests in a few players, sell a few that ain't quite the grade anymore, push them aside, bring in some new fresh faces, bit of hunger, and I think Marcus Silva can see them progressing to the next step of a European place. Conference League first. See if they can do that and then push the European place a little bit higher up.
100%.
So I think there's a project for them. I think there's a project for them. It's just getting the right players in and getting rid of the ones that you don't want. I'm pretty sure Marcus Silva is one of these people that he's set his sights out for next season. Now he's got his targets and he wants to implement them when season ends. I think there's a project for them, and I'll like to see where they go from this. I don't think there's no problem them staying up in the league. I think they're talented enough to stay there. It's just getting that next step now to just on the cusp of getting qualification, because I think that's achievable for them. I really do. With Marcus Silva there, I think there's a project there. I really do.
He's proved it already, hasn't he? I mean, Championship first place, 2 top half finishes potentially in the Premier League.
It's just progressing now. That next step.
Exactly.
The problem that the 2 problems that you've got is that you've got to make sure that Fulham are buying in the right market now, because in the past they've wasted a lot of money buying dross from Europe and other leagues who aren't good enough. Exactly. And then they've got to make sure that they're buying good enough players. If they do come from the Championship, they've got to be hitting the ground running like Adam Walton, who's at Palace. You don't want to be shopping in the same market as Ipswich, Leicester, and the other promoted team, because you know that you're going to be against it with that. But one thing that does kind of work in their favour now in terms of selling is Palhinha. He's getting older now. He's going to be 30 next season, I believe. So not many clubs are going to want to get him. The only problem is, though, for Fulham is that there's not a good chance of him progressing that much further, I don't think, in terms of a player. He's probably going to start declining now, if anything. And if he's going to go this summer, or he'll be there for a while. And a lot of your other players are aging as well. And it's why people were excited when Brozier came in, being 21, 22, having all of that. But I don't think you can afford to spend 40 to 50 million that Chelsea are going to want for a relatively, even though he's got like 10 Premier League goals at 22, all of that stuff, I would say relatively unproven. And I don't think he's worth the risk for that money either.
I agree, Callum.
If he's not doing it for them, he needs to go back to Chelsea, and Fulham need to look elsewhere for another person to push Muniz on. Or if you're going to sell Palhinha, you need to get another playmaker in, because, like you said, there's a few there. The Willians are older now. Palhinha, like you said, is going 30. There needs to be some people like at the Championship level that are good enough to play the Premiership. You need to look there, or you need to look at the Premiership of the fringe players that people not quite. Good enough, but good enough for them on their books, sort of thing. You know, sort of their fringe players, sort of thing. That's what Fulham needs to look at. Not go over budget on a player who could flop. Look at the players that are proven the Premier League. Look at the players that could make the step up to the Premier League, and go from there. But
there is a player at Spurs that Marco Silva likes. There is Richarlison. You can buy Richarlison if you want. He was a favourite at Everton.
3
You
or
never
4
know.
players.
Someone's get rid of him, aren't you?
For
Just
Fulham,
honest.
If I can.
for Fulham, there's 3 or 4 players need to go and bring 3 or 4 players in that are hungry after success, and Marco Silva can mould them, and then
Agreed.
you're looking like a real stable club. Then just get with the ones that are pushing on the other side of 30. Get the fresh, hungry ones in, and I think there's a project there for you pushing for Europe.
100%.
Yeah, and also obviously last comment for me is that obviously we know that Fulham they're losing Tosin, so it's about them replacing it with a right centre back and not the same as a player, but similar style player. You never know, Fulham can enter into the European markets and play our play that we don't expect. So listen, Fulham can do anything.
You've got to look at Marco Silva. He's got contacts in the European market that he knows that he can trust.
Yeah,
that's another thing you've got to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he might have. I don't know Marco Silva very well. I mean, Barney knows better than me. But has he got any European contacts?
Yeah, he's got lots of contacts. Our scouting
So
network's
there
quite
you go.
big.
So that's another avenue, isn't it?
But that's an issue. What you said earlier, we've got an aging squad, and that needs addressing.
You're not going to do it in one window. Let's put it that way.
No, it won't, Callum. It'll take a while. 2 or 3 windows.
It's just getting rid of the ones that get the hungry ones and the ones in that's the case. And I think once that's happened, like you said, 2 or 3 windows, I think you have the squad there.
No, I agree. I agree. 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Transfer windows. We'll get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. B, do you want to touch on this game and then we'll move on to the next one?
Yeah. Well, I thought Glasner's going well again. I think they finally found one of their best managers here. I think Palace. They've gone through a few lately. So with old Vieira and everything, and Roy and all that. So
they did it.
You know, so I mean, at last they got a quality manager in Glasner. I mean, I didn't know a lot about him. I don't know if any of you guys knew much about him, Glasner.
A few people liked him, and there's talk about him through the Premier League, but no one sort of made the punt. And obviously, Crystal Palace needed a manager, and they made the move for him, and he's gone there, and it's paid off. And I think a lot of Premier League players going,
big success, mate.
Maybe we should have had a punt.
He's won a few European trophies with Frankfurt, so yeah.
The problem is he's one of them managers that self-implodes every couple of seasons and all that. And whatever his club at, he's got a couple of season lifespan. He kind of reminds me of Conte within reason. He likes to have it all his way, and then when something don't go his way, he just goes, right, I'm out. But I'm going to do it in the biggest public way possible.
He has free reign, though. I don't think the board there get involved in his business too much unless he wants something from them. I think he'd be given assurance there that he runs the club his way, because I don't think he's the kind of manager that want to interfere as much as some of these clubs that the board get involved a lot more than they should. I think he's he's a man that likes to go, look, my club, I'm in charge of the football team. You do the financial business. I'll do what's on the field. I think he's that kind of manager. But like you said, 2 or 3 seasons, he is one of the people like Conte.
Wait until Steve Parish gets a bid for Eze or Elise.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't hold on to them.
I think any of us on this pod would take one of them players. Maybe not Arsenal, but everyone else would.
Only if they stay fit, because they're prone to injuries. Elise has been out for 6 or 7 games in a season. Eze's now this is his 9th game on the sidelines. So it's injuries there, but like you said, if you can have a part of a season and they score a few goals, you would take them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, they're worth a risk, I think, getting them.
If you've got the right sports scientists in there and can work with the players, I think they can stay fit. You know, it's all about sports science. Chemistry, and then you get a sports scientist that knows how to look after these crop players that tend to pick up injuries. They'll be laughing.
The thing is, I don't want to overrate.
There could be 1 or 2 people that take a punt on over them, and it would be a significant pay for Palace.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't want to overrate Palace that much, because obviously when they had Vieira, they was playing very good football under Patrick Vieira, and we all thought, you know what, he's the right forward. But with Oliver Glasner, obviously he's got doesn't have experience in the Premier League, but for me, he's won European trophies before, which brings in that mentality in that Palace side. So obviously, if they do receive offers from Olise and Eze, and there's big offers, and they're gonna have to accept and look for other replacements. So yeah, next game. Luke,
I think he'll probably have I think he'll probably have contacts as well. So I think he's got a project there, like a structure at Palace as well. So
yeah. Next game, obviously, this is Luca's favourite team, Manchester United.
Done by the fraud company, eh? Yeah.
You went for on Saturday.
I'll let you guys speak first, and then I can speak last if you guys want to, or I can speak first. You guys, but
it's not much to talk about, is it? You guys were rubbish.
Totally cool. Yeah.
Got so lucky, and Burnley were all over you, rinsing you, and Fernandes, the biggest bitch going, is
it's
the biggest child in the game. It's ridiculous.
It's strange because I've been saying all season, like Mr. B will back me up, but I've been saying, but Burnley have been playing Championship football all season, and it doesn't work.
You're right. Yeah.
I think what Burnley could do against Man United, and I saw bits of it where Championship football will works against Man United because there's space available for them to pass it around. And they were
United play League One football.
A lot of time, Man United probably played League One football. Who for no? But a part of the game, Man United were chasing shadows. The ball was moving quite crisply. They picked up on a few. I mean, out of the bottom three who are in relegation: Luton, Burnley, and Nottingham Forest. We picked up 5 points. Forest picked up 6. Burnley picked up 11 points, so they're in form. And they've still got to play Forest on the last game of the season. So if it comes down to that, then I hope we're looking at our lips and beating Fulham on that last day. Barney, please, just one win. No, but yeah, they're chasing shadows. And when you get space and you're playing Championship football, you will open up pockets. And Burnley just had a little bit. There's something like they had belief as they were going into the game. They got belief. And yeah, you were lucky. I have to admit, you were lucky.
The problem is with United, I think it's a commitment issue from a lot of your players now. There's definitely a lot of people who you can see Ten Hag doesn't want in the squad. He wouldn't touch them with a barge pole. I mean, Mourinho, as much as I hate Mourinho, he did a very good interview about United a couple of weeks ago where he said there are players there that have still been there since Moyes was there. That's the problem. It's so difficult to move these players on. The good players you've had that you've sold, they've gone, they've been here, seen it, done it. There's
these
probably only
on good wages as well, though. They're on good wages. They're
not hold the club to ransom, didn't they? Hold to ransom off as well.
Look at Martial. Look at Martial. Yeah. He's done nothing for United for 2 seasons now, and he's just sat there.
He's been paid well, though, hasn't he?
But then again,
what about Cat here at Arsenal?
Okay, he's sitting on what? He's what? 50, 60K.
Yeah, all the money he's been paid, though.
Correct.
Martial is a prime example, right? He's sitting on something like 50, 60, 70K a week, right, at Man United. Yeah, hasn't played, hasn't featured. You ain't going to get rid of him because no one wants him. Forgot a man at Man United. And everyone else, he's not even in the conversation anymore. Because he's not playing and he's sitting there on 60, 70K, forgot a man. And that's one man you need to get rid of. Him, as well as Casemiro, he's got to go.
Yeah.
Johnny's got to go.
Does anyone reckon Ten Hag will still be here next season?
I reckon he will be.
He's a weird one.
It shouldn't be, though. Shouldn't be.
Do you reckon it can't all be Ten Hag, though? It's like with Liverpool. There's a backroom problem here. There's no uniformity throughout it.
Glazers, they at fault. Glazers.
Oh,
it does feel from the top to the field. It does feel from the top to the players.
Glazers the Glazers, they don't own Manchester United anymore. It's Ratcliffe, so no more Glazers talk from.
But that's the thing. You've got
Ratcliffe the answer to Manchester United. That's the question.
I mean, Ratcliffe has a couple of other clubs, and none of them sort of set the world alight, do they? They're not.
He's just a local boy in Manchester. You know what I'm saying? So
That's why he's got his funds. That's why he's got his funds and all his fingers in the McLaren Formula One, is it? Because he's heavily involved in McLaren. Mercedes. Mercedes. He's involved in Mercedes F1. He's got his fingers in that project. I tell you.
The thing is, I know Steps has been talking about Zinedine Zidane and all that, but I've said it on my channel, but I reckon United will get Thomas Tuchel because I think, obviously, when I see the links, we've been linked with him. He's gone at the end of the season because Bayern, they're getting Ralph Ragnick. So
going with the Champions League, he ain't going nowhere.
No, he is. It's already confirmed.
Yeah,
Tuchel's leaving. It's done.
The
Bayern president already came out and said even if they win it, they'll still.
Yeah, but if they win the Champions League, they'll be.
I think Real winning it. Real's going to win that.
Silver talks for me, right, are very, very ambitious.
I still think Real going to win the Champions League anyway. Like me, I
didn't say who was going to win it. I just said if he does win it.
Yeah. Well, if he does, but
yeah.
I'm not saying he's winning it.
Back to this game. Listen, I think it's absolute shambles. Stats wise, I couldn't believe this, but Burnley had 70% possession in the first half, which is absolutely crazy.
That's a joke. That is a joke.
Crazy. So
was it 31 shots again?
I'm sorry. But then Ten Hag said after the match, "Oh, we're the most exciting team to play." What are you talking about? I don't know if after matches he's got some Dutch cocaine. He does. I don't know. It's some drugs.
He's probably been smoking a bit of weed and all that. He probably thinks he's back in Amsterdam and all that. He's just been sitting there just in the changing room, just having a quick smoke up and all that, and then he's come out to meet the press.
But the old marijuana.
I've always said, go on. I've always said players before manager for me. We need to clear out the players that we have, such as Luke Shaw. You know, there's a couple of players.
I think there's a whole new restructure may not need to be done.
I mean, the whole restructure, yeah.
The thing is, United have a good couple of young players. You got Garnacho, you got Kobe Mainu. There's a lot of youngsters there that they can build around. The problem is that when you hold on to players too long, they become sentimental trinkets. As Spurs fans love to see so many of our players held on for too long, you get no resale value and you're just wasting money. That's the thing. And United have become it because there's been no transfer strategy for, I would say, the last 4 to 5 years. It's just, we're going to go out there, we're going to try and get a player, and we're going to get extortionately ripped off to buy players. Someone said in an article that Anthony was recommended to United with a value of 30 million. That's what the scouting department said it. Your director of football got rinsed for 90 by Ajax. And he has done nothing. Yeah, it's just United tax. You guys might as well just go to buy championship level players or young players or unknowns who can go out there and actually play for the badge instead of being these prima donnas playing for just big money. Because the only person that looks interested at the moment, and I hate to say it, is bloody Harry Maguire and all that. And that's embarrassing.
Really?
That's a joke.
Oh, Slabhead.
Yeah, even Slabhead, he can hit his head on the pavement, but he still plays. He still wants to play for you guys. I mean, Onana, the biggest load of rubbish as a keeper.
I think that was the biggest part of wank going.
Terrible error.
Nah, come on. I think recent matches.
Well, he was better than him.
What?
Is he worth 70 million as a goalkeeper?
No, he's not worth 70 million, but that's the scouting department's fault, man. That's the scouting department, but
that's the problem. That's what he's saying. The players you're buying for money.
Yeah, I know.
It's not even recommended that money.
I mean, when you think, what have you got? You've got between 300 million on Sancho, Anthony, and Onana, and that's just on transfer fees alone. Onana's probably on about 200 grand. Sancho, 150. Anthony, 170. You're literally you're paying these guys ridiculous sums of money, and they just don't want to play for United. They just love the glamour style. Oh, yeah, look, I've got the United badge on. But then when they put that shirt on, there's no commitment whatsoever. It's
so true.
It's really embarrassing.
He's been there so long. He's now got that big contract he got a couple of seasons ago, and now he's just doing this glamour style. He's doing like a pop star and don't really care.
Rashford.
Rashford's more goodwill ambassador than a player. Oh, dear.
Rashford was young, and he kept performing. They give him a big money contract, and now he's a bit older. He goes, "Well, I've got the money now. I can live like a pop star, and I'll just turn it for Man United when I feel like it."
I think Rashford's burnt all goodwill with United fans that I know. To be honest, he's really annoyed a lot of people this season and
I think his
last
eyes are up. To be fair,
his attitude stinks. It is embarrassing, and considering he's a United lad through and through. I mean, at least when Kane was with us, he never sulked. He never did that. Yeah, he never won anything, but at least he played for the badge for us and all that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Luca, do you want to see your thoughts on Manchester United? Go.
Oh, I'm muted.
Right.
Man United for me, right? They're just in such a mess at the moment because, like, is it me or are they on the beach or something? Because how the hell are they sitting? How the hell are they sitting in this top 6 race where everyone else is doing absolutely shit? Like around Chelsea. Had a position to get into the top 6. They didn't get into the top 6 because we beat them 5-0 the other week. And then they drew to Villa and should have won that game, but they didn't. But Man United are just in a complete mess. I don't know what it is with Man United because
they get penalties. They get penalties. That's how they're getting points and all that. Fernandes is what, 17?
Look, we've got Man United at Old Trafford a week on Sunday. And I know Arsenal's record is not that great. But if Man United carry on playing like that, we're going to slap
you fancy your chances, Luca. I reckon you fancy your chances there, wouldn't you?
You've got to bury your chances because you can't rule out Man United because Man United, Liverpool had those chances against United in that Premier League game, but they didn't take their chances. They got a point out of it. But I am more confident going to Old Trafford as I've been more confident over the years, right? Because we haven't won there since the pandemic. But that's without fans. With fans, we haven't won there since 2006. So the thing is, I am more optimistic when we go to Old Trafford a week on Sunday. I know Man United fans might be optimistic and that, but be careful what you wish for, right?
I'm not optimistic. I don't know where you got that from, but listen,
there's some
maybe
Callum
will beat Man City for you guys. You just never know, man.
United are unpredictable. Like United sometimes turn up against the big teams, but the small teams like the Barneys, but these teams will pick up points. It's like Luton. Luton only lost, was it 1-0 at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, and Luton for me just couldn't score. So this is why Man United
lucky.
Yeah, Luton did us, yeah. I've told Stipsy multiple times. Luton deserve to get something at Old Trafford.
I think it's like with us, we haven't lost it. We used to lose all the time at Old Trafford. We haven't lost there in about 3-4 years now. It's got to be something like that. It's ridiculous.
We lose there all the time. We lose there all the time. It's always about Man United Arsenal. It's always about that ground where it's always about that fixture when Arsenal go to Old Trafford. You know what I mean? It's just like whether Arsenal just can't win there for some reason, and we ended it in the lockdown season. And
we beat United up there under Mourinho like 6-1, I think, in the pandemic. That was like Tanguy Ndombele's best and only game for us. That's how bad that was. Yeah, Kane got it. Son got a goal as well, and Martial got sent off for elbowing Lamella.
But the problem with Man United is these players are just not good enough to play for it, and people can blame Ten Hag out. I don't think he's not the solution. He might not be the answer for the long term, but right now at this moment, you've got to give him another season.
You've got to buy that.
And look, United getting top 6.
Well, it's embarrassing to the rest of it, isn't it?
This club hasn't won a league title for 11 years. 11 years. This is Manchester United, 3 European Cups.
Should I talk about your team or what's going on here?
I don't mind. The title challenge.
Yeah. Barney, what's your thoughts on in general with Ten Hag?
Well, my view on Manchester United and Ten Hag is quite simple, really. When I was a kid, and I started getting into football. Manchester United were feared. You know, you went to Old Trafford and you were beaten. Simple as that. You didn't go and say, "Oh, we're going to get a point, or we're going to score." But now teams just don't seem. It doesn't seem to have that fear factor. Having watched United a lot
No,
over the years,
I hope you don't get
you know what I
smashed.
mean? Old Trafford doesn't have that kind of fortress feel. We went there.
There's
and
no
we were like
atmosphere there. There's
Well,
no
there isn't, no,
atmosphere.
but
All right. Oh, yeah.
teams aren't
So the
scared.
piss from the roof. The piss comes down from the roof.
But it's
Yeah.
true, isn't it? Teams go to Old Trafford, right, and they can play their game, and they don't. You know, they're confident that they can get a result. It's true.
That's the problem now. Like you said, back in the day, it was like, don't want to go there and get smashed. Now, we'll go there and hopefully we can pick up something.
One prime example, I don't know if you guys
no.
know about. We played Forest away. Morgan Gibbs, right, the team told. He was like, lads, they're not here to win. Look at that face, they're scared. So listen, any team that plays us, they're not scared. Like, they're always.
Why did you give up Morgan's work for Forest for? Where did you put that up?
Because we lost to Forest in the actual game, but I'm talking about before kickoff. He sends his players, lads, look at their faces, and won it. So no team is scared to play against us, and that comes down to the tactics and down to these absolute dreadful players that we got. So listen, I want to see half of these players gone this summer. Hopefully, Spurs can grab up some crappy players that we've got.
I'd really rather not.
But yeah,
you can keep them. We've got enough dross that I've got to try and shift this summer.
Newcastle 5, Sheffield 1. Does it
Yeah, Sheffield took the lead again, didn't they?
Basically, Newcastle at home. We all know what they're like. The fan base they've got there is big. It's massive. When they start scoring goals, I mean, you hear it outside the ground. The noise, because it's right in the centre of the town. The noise, the echoes everywhere. They know how to build an atmosphere. Sheffield United went there with the glimmer's hope of trying to stay up. Newcastle, that's what 13 goals now, 8-1, 8 from the first game. Yeah, 8 in the first game, and they scored 5 at home. And
Sheffield got one this time.
Got a goal. Congratulations! Thanks for coming to the Premier League. There's your goal. But Newcastle, brilliant. I tell you what, even though they've got a few injuries and that, they've got some players back. Isak's on fire. Barnes is on fire. Gordon's still putting in a shift. Ramirez plays the strings at the heart there.
Yeah, we got bloody play him in the last game. I ain't looking forward to it.
Lacazelle's at the back is good enough to pull the strings now. I mean, he was thought he was going to. There's talk about him going to Luton. There's talk about him going to Sheffield United. There's talk of him going down to the Championship. But he's come back in, done the job, and he's working. And it's worked out for Newcastle. They are a very, very, very good team, and that performance that brings out a couple of weeks ago, they're 3-1 down against West Ham and come back to win 4-3. They don't give up, and it's just I like Newcastle. I've liked them for a long time, and they are teams. They are teams force people. I think if I'm going to put my mind on it, I think they will sneak a Conference League spot. I really believe that, or European spot. They get Europe. I think their performances have warranted it, and they've got they've got 1 or 2 games. They got Burnley at the weekend away. They get a result of Burnley away. I think they get European spot. I really like.
They were robbed of that Champions League, weren't they? They were robbed of that. Bad decision.
That was a complete farce with the VAR. They didn't have the right angle to show that they're meant to hit there, then hit his arm. That was a complete farce. But what they're doing,
terrible, man. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen. That is.
What they're doing this season, they're doing enough to keep Eddie Howe in a job by just getting that European spot. Yeah. If they get the European spot, I think they'll be happy with that. That when they finished 4th last season, it was. I think it was a couple of seasons too early. I thought they were progressive, but they had such a good season. Now Newcastle fans expect Europe every season. Now that's what the fans expect now because they rose that high.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 seasons too early. But if they can get a European spot, I think Newcastle will be happy with that. Eddie Howe will be happy with that, and the board might want to invest, get a few players out, and get a few more players in.
Yeah, they can't invest. They can't invest though. They can't invest though.
They're on the cusp of FFP Newcastle, so they have to sell before they can bring people in. So it all depends where Newcastle want to go next season. Do they get
Talk
rid
about Guimaraes is leaving, isn't they? Going somewhere.
They get rid of star players and get a few more players in, or do you get rid of English players and bring European players in where that might struggle you for your European places? Newcastle is a struggle where they go, what players they bring in, what players they don't. I think for me, it'd be get rid of a few of these European players and bring in a few more English players, and then you balance it out a little bit better. But I like Newcastle, and I think they were the European spot. And unlike Sheffield United, they'll be a force in the Championship next season.
It's all right. Sheffield United will sack Chris Wilder. United will sack Ten Hag, and Chris Wilder will end up at Old Trafford.
He probably
I
will.
see what I think that was the worst appointment Sheffield United
Wouldn't shock me.
bringing him back. Bringing him back was the worst appointment.
They just get rid of Chris Wilder. He's just a bloody in and out manager, isn't he? For them, he's literally their stopgap, and he must have had about as many payouts as Mourinho as the manager.
Yeah, because they're Paul Heckingbottom before.
Bringing him back was the worst appointment Sheffield United could have made. They should have bided their time.
Yeah, but this is Sheffield United. It's confirmed that they've been relegated. So let's see.
They got enough youth development managers there. They got some good players that are there on the books, and that are now coaches. They could have come in and done a job just to send the tide while they search for a manager. Wilder was just a desperate appointment, and they thought that
the problem with them,
to do it again.
The problem with Sheffield, they're just another club
he was shit at Watford, and then now he's Sheffield United.
Yeah.
They're just another club.
What the fuck do you even buy Diaz? Sorry. Why do you bring Diaz in? Diaz, right, who hasn't scored for Villarreal, right? Didn't even get a goal from him, and you bring him in to try and score Sheffield United. Hadn't scored a goal all season at Villarreal. Hadn't scored a goal.
Yeah.
Started what? I think he started 12 games for the Real, and the rest were subs, and he didn't even get a goal. That is desperate. I know he's on loan, but that's desperate. A man that's not scoring, you bring him in.
He's one of them players that's always been touted for a Premier League move and never got it, either through attitude or something else, and then goes out to Spain, thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread, and he's really not good. I mean, the problem is Sheffield are such a poorly run club from top to bottom and all that, and they got lucky last year, I think, coming up, and they don't play nice football, they don't do anything special. And if I had a choice of who to go down, well, obviously we know they're going down, so they rightly deserve it. They came up, they thought they were special, they really weren't. Forest have to go down because they decided to buy 6 goalkeepers to name in a 2-man setup. So that's how bad they are. And I would happily, I would hate to see Burnley go down because I think they've actually tried their best, but they're another club that just don't have the investment. And if we could, we'd obviously all support Stepsy having Luton stay up, even though
Luton start.
Even though the podcast that I did when we did play Luton got me a lot of hatred from Luton fans because I said I would never want to go to Luton again.
I even had that. I was a little bit miffed with what you were saying, but I understood it. But I was a little bit.
Steps, it's only because I think Luton is such a horrible place. I've worked over there so many times. I really don't like half of it.
I say the place is a shithole. It is. It's an
horrible.
absolute state. You can bomb the whole place as much as you want. Bomb it, completely ruin it. But just keep the football that comes standing. Everything else.
To be honest, right? I've been to Luton multiple times, and
just keep the football standing, and everything else can go.
My worst experience for Luton was getting diverted there from Stansted to Luton Airport. They were still building the freaking airport, and then I had a 2-hour coach journey back, and I vowed never to go back. This year, I've started working there in Milton Keynes, and all it is full of fucking roundabouts. That's all it is.
Milton Keynes is roundabout city. Milton Keynes is bad.
Thank you.
That's Luton's team, MK Dons.
What?
You got the Dons, mate.
What are you talking about?
Milton Keynes is bad. Milton Keynes is very, very bad.
That's Lucas. man. Let's look
A
at
local team.
a local team. But before I get to the next game,
What is MK Dons
Huh?
franchise?
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting
I've got
MK
vlogs on it.
Dons local.
I do
Yeah.
vlogs. Have a look on the channel. Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Right, before I
MK Dons. Don't give them any publicity. They don't deserve it. They're a franchise.
Yeah.
Why? We've got the playoffs on Monday. I'm going.
Anyways,
Yeah, and they're going to lose it. Like they always do. Bottle it like they always do, MK Dons. Franchise club. Welcome as a fat ginger
He was
TOSSER.
going to take over Luton. I remember he was going to take over Luton one stage.
Yeah,
but he
and do what? Well, we've shut that down straight away.
didn't.
They want that sauce. They want him knowing our club.
Today.
They want that hippie knowing our club.
Because
Okay.
Luton would not be in this position.
He bought Wimbledon and moved them to
But
MK
I'll
Dons.
set
That
them
is
for
a new
impression.
club, and you should have started from the conference, not from
Steps.
League One where you started the seasons from. You should start from the conference. You're a new club.
Yeah, no,
You should
guys, that's enough.
Move them.
Let's
Come on,
Move them
Steps.
to
Chill out, yeah.
London
Steps.
and move them to
Steps.
MK Dons. That should have been a whole new
move
club.
on, man.
Come on,
Come on.
Steps. Let's rein it in a little bit,
Fair
mate.
enough.
I hate Dons.
He's off on one now.
okay.
They're
Before I
about on
move on
par
to-
with Watford. They really are.
Steps. Don't worry, you've done it now, mate. Let's move on.
Before I move on to the next game, Harry's asked me
Yeah.
to
I'm done.
Harry's asked me to talk about this. So, it's about Premier League clubs have agreed in principle to introduce a spending cap with a final vote expected in June. So, what's your guys' thoughts on that with the spending cap? Do you guys agree with that? Disagree?
100%.
Yeah.
Fair play and all that.
100%.
You should have a spending cap. Everyone should be on the same even keel. You can buy who you I mean, everyone should be on the same even keel in the Premiership because
Yeah, it should be
you've got
fair.
defenders like
Fair for everyone.
Fair for everyone, yeah.
Fuck, it has to be. I said you got Arsenal, you got Chelsea, you got Chelsea, Man City, the three clubs that spend money like it's going out of fashion, and there's no spending cap. There's spending cap. Everyone else would be on the same even keel. That's where they brought the FFP in and sustainability rules and all that. It's worked, but there's still loopholes with it, with people appealing the points decision and all that. There should be no appeal. You should take your points and get stuff and get done with it. But I think a cap would be wise. I mean, Everton, their new owners might even take over the club now because one of their airlines has gone into receivership. They're 200 million debt with that company.
I mean, Arsenal can't buy Rice for 100 million anymore. So, yeah.
Somewhere on the line, there's got to be a cap somewhere. There's caps in League One, League Two. There's caps.
So, Steps, do you agree with that rule, right? With the
Because there's caps in League One, League Two. There's only so much you can spend in League One, League Two, and Championship.
What about-
And Premiership, there's no cap.
guys, rest of you guys, do you agree with that rule?
I think it does sound a bit fair.
The problem is that all the clubs have to vote unanimously on it to pass it. And when I've seen the document that's been proposed, there's a lot of clauses in there that you can see have been kind of orchestrated by a lot of the lower to like the bottom 10 clubs or the top 8 clubs. There's a big divide in it. So there's definitely going to be...
It applies to the top 6. They voted for the FA Cup. It applies to them.
Well, it's all right, Steps, because they won't let Luton have a vote because you guys won't be in the Premier League next year. But no, it's definitely going to be one of them.
You live in a toilet bowl.
Still
we
beat you
go,
guys twice,
Steps.
mate, so it's all right.
Good luck, mate.
All right, don't get filled.
All right, Steps,
Things are shit most of the time anyway.
Wolves 2, Luton 1. What's your thoughts, Steps?
It's the same old scenario. I mean, what happened the week before? We won't talk about it, Mr. B. You shut up now on that. That was 2 weeks ago.
I won't go on about that anymore.
I think this time we put a better performance. We went out and went, we can't have the same scenario as what happened at home to Brentford. We've got to go out and perform. We done okay to start off with. It was a bit nervy, both sets, because obviously O'Neill needed a result because he weren't getting results. There was a bit of pressure on him. Obviously, pressure on us trying to get the points. The first goal was just unfortunate. Wang had it. He brought it into the edge area. He done a shot. It skimmed off the defender and wrong footed Kaminsky for their first goal. So I hold my hands up and say we were unlucky there. and then we grew into the game as the first half went on. But just the final pass and the final pass and the final third just wasn't working. Yet again, we're still struggling to get that goal. And second half, it started. Wolves got their second goal from a header. We bad defending. I think we switched off for a split second. And if you do that in the Premiership, you'll get punished. So our own fault. But as the game went on, we puffed and puffed. Set pieces were sort of troubling a bit of Wolves defending, but they defended resolute until a ball actually found Morris. Ball came in sort of half cleared by sort of Wolves. It sort of bobbled around a bit, fell to Morris, and he cracked it in with his right foot. No chance for the keeper with 10 minutes to go, and I thought, okay, we're still in it. Good positive. Adebayo came on, so I'm glad to see him back.
Yeah.
Obviously not match fit, but three games to go. We need someone like him, the big aerial presence. Done lots of stuff from set pieces before he got injured, so he's a big plus. Barkley needs to be back on song. He looked a bit better on Saturday than he did at Brentford the previous week. He looks a bit better, but still needs to get back to what we know he can do. Lukonga looks okay. He's back fit now, so that's a plus. It's just the defence is basically the four we've got is the four we've got. Osho, Burke, Menji, and Doherty, and Ashley Oka are the ones we've got. That's what we've got to work with. There's no one else. That is it. So that back four or back five, if you want to play wing backs, picks itself. The midfield, we've got enough players there. Clark, Barkley, Mpanzu, and Lockyer and Lukonga, pretty good. And then you got up front, Adebayo's back, which is good. Morris scores goals. Chong's still playing really well. Townsend's there as well, so he'll add a bit of experience. It's just all about balancing out now. It's a juggling act with the players we've got now. It's putting out there with players that have got the experience to handle the pressure of these last 3 games now, because it is shit or bust. It's got to win Everton. We've got to win Friday night first to put the pressure on Forest, because if we beat Everton, we go out the drop zone. So that'll be a psychological for us. I think if we beat Everton, we go out the bottom 3 by 2 points, and that'll put a bit of pressure. I know they've got Sheffield United, and there's still something to play for. Sheffield United, they're still play a part. They still got a role to play. Sheffield United, even though they're down, they still got a role to play, because they could affect a lot of decisions. So they still got a role to play.
They're not going to roll over, are they?
No, freedom now. There's no pressure. They've got freedom to play. They can express themselves a little bit better now. There's no pressure, but they've got a role to play still. And they play Forest on Saturday, so there could be a little psychological advantage there if we beat Everton. And then obviously next week we go to West Ham. Not an easy place, but I'm hoping if we get momentum going, there might be something of offering there. And then obviously Fulham, hopefully they're on the beach, they're on a party, they're pissed up, and we beat them if it goes down to the final day. Because I can see it really. If I'm being realistic, I can see it going down to the final day. I can see it being 1 or 2 points in it. And Norwich and Nottingham Forest have got to play Burnley on the last day of the season. So one of them's got to win. That could play in our favour if we're still in it. So it's tight down there. We're unlucky against Wolves. There's positives there to take from it that we actually scored. We were still scoring. So the scoring's not the option. It's just trying to stop the silly mistakes at the back. If we can do that, I think we'll do it. And we beat them twice at their place, once in the league, once in the FA Cup. They're coming to our place now. Big raucous crowd under the lights on Friday night. Let's just go for it. Go for the juggler and get it.
Will Luton actually stay up this season? Will they actually stay up this season? I want them to stay up, but obviously
I'm not gonna. I can't say. It's so tight down the bottom.
But it's tight because they keep losing.
That's
why it's
the same scenario. We're not losing by thin margins, and that's the problem. I don't like it, but we've given games like Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham. We've given them games.
I personally
there's only been 1 goal in it, apart from Man City. We'll leave Man City's one side.
The problem with Luton is, and I don't want to take it out of the equation, is that they have a habit of obviously taking the lead, then they can't defend it because their squad is not Premiership material.
We've got so many players out injured as well. The defence picks itself because no Lockyer because of cardiac arrest. No Anderson, he's been out since March.
No Sammy
no midfielder. Nakamba has been out all season, apart from 3 games at the start of the season. He's been out all season. Adebayo's been out since December. So he's been out since December. He's only just come back.
Next season, the Championship.
It's not over yet, though, is it? There's 3 games. If we manage to scrape some win, I mean, we haven't been out of these games. We've been unlucky.
3 finals. You got there.
Yeah, 3 finals. 3 finals. We haven't been out of these games. We've been in these games.
It's got to be done because if Forest beat
you were lucky against us. You got a 97th minute goal that shouldn't have even stood because there was 96 minutes. So that shouldn't have stood. We should have been 3-0 against you. Right, 2-0 against you. That your place brilliant. And Smith Rowe that day was absolutely brilliant. I loved him. I thought he was brilliant. And Saliba and Gabriel that day were. You have to be David Copperfield to get through them because there's no way you're going to break them that day. But I'm just saying, we've been against Man City, our place 2-1. We went to the lead, but Man City, you expect that the quality they've got, they always come. They come from behind and win. It's just what they do. It's the same with you. You can come from behind and win. It's just what you do. It's championship form. But
so those leads you've had that cost you.
We've been in games and we've lost by 1 goal. We're still fighting, and the fact that we're still in with a chance of staying up.
I think what the chance is you haven't got a striker, a Premiership experienced striker. But
don't need one. We're scoring goals. What the fuck? We're scoring goals. So what do we need?
Colton Morris is not Premier League quality.
But he's scoring goals. He's got 11 this season. What's the problem?
He's not even Scottish League quality. Let's put it that way.
Oh my God! Look, why you bitching about that? He scored goals. We're still scoring goals. That's not the issue. The goals isn't the issue. It's the defending that's the issue.
Yeah, you capitulated. Was it against Bournemouth and all that?
I don't understand what people think. Yeah, but that was a fucking shit show. That was.
I think the problem is it's just the quality of squads that Luton do have. They're just
no, but you're like talking about when we ain't got a fucking striker.
No, but no. Step.
Luton needs someone like a Jamie Vardy.
Steps. What it is, Luton means the whole squad of Luton they're still not fully integrated in as a Premier League squad. You don't have the quality.
You're saying that we're not the ones that adapted first in the Premier League. We're not the ones that are better out the team that come up because we are.
I don't think any of the teams that came up adapted well. I don't think any of them.
This is what I just said. I'm not talking about any other club. I'm talking about the 3 that came down. The 3 that came down, we're the best ones out of them. That's what I'm saying. Any other club above us are better than us, right? The Evertons, the Brentfords, the Fulhams, all that are better than us. And what about the 3 that come up? We're the best out of all of them. We adapted first, and we're still fighting. We have been in games, and other clubs haven't. Sheffield United obviously have never been in a game in their life in the Premier League. Burnley have just come with some resurgence. I think Company's got a fucking rocket up his ass finally, and we're just teetering. But 3 games to go and 2 at home. I think the 2 at home are doable. West Ham, yeah, okay, it's tricky, but I think the 2 games at home are doable. No disrespect to Fulham, but I think they're doable because we're at home.
You have to win both. I think Everton and Fulham stay up.
That's my only lifeline. Is the 2 games at home.
Stepsy, can I ask you? Obviously, Everton and
Forest have still got to play Burnley. On last season, Forest got to play Burnley. That's the only save I've got.
Everton are now confirmed.
One of the teams got to win. They draw, and we only need a point. Then I'm happy. But one of the teams got to win. So
yeah, Everton are now confirmed.
I don't care what you say. It's not over.
Everton,
let's go. How's it over? 9 points to play for.
Everton are now confirmed to stay up.
So just stick in your fucking Arsenal bubble, yeah, and talk about yourself about Arsenal. Because obviously that's all you care about, you North London scum. That's all you care about. And so talk about actually North London because you went. It's typical for us. The thing we've got a striker when we're scoring goals.
Yeah, but the thing is, I get where you're coming from.
We're scoring goals, Luca. There's no thing to it.
Yeah, but the thing is, Luton, right, haven't got what's happened to the screen. Yeah, Luton haven't got an experienced striker like a Jamie Vardy, old-fashioned striker. I'm not saying himself.
We don't
but
need one if we're scoring goals, Luca. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't need one if we're scoring goals. Why do we need one?
Well, you need someone who's going to try and somehow win games. Molten Morris is not.
Scoring goals. That's
I'll
what we
give it up, Luca, if I was
need.
you.
It's
We'll
the
give it up.
leading at the back is the issue.
You won't win, mate. You won't win.
No, because it's not making sense. We are scoring goals. That's fine. It's the back. It's the defense that's the problem. We're conceding too many goals. We're scoring, but we're not scoring enough because we're conceding too many.
Luton needs an experienced centre back that's played in the Premier League.
That's a big loss.
Agreed, Luca. Yeah.
Right. I was going to say
Menzies has been the best one we've had.
Let's move.
Can we move on now, guys?
right.
Seriously.
I still think Luton will stay up.
I agree. I think Luton will stay up.
I hope.
I think they will just
When
about stay up, Luton.
When the transfer window shut, how we meant to buy another defender him? He has. I'm not going to. I'm not. He's a little Arsenal bubble.
Dempsey, do you think Luton will stay up?
Push, because we've got the easy games. Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon you stay up.
It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy because no game in the Premier League is easy.
Wait,
they've been Everton twice.
At home, West Ham.
West Ham away. Fulham, Everton home Friday. West Ham away, and then Fulham at home on last day of the season.
Ooh.
And then last day of the season, Forest have got to play Burnley.
Oh, here we go. So talk about this one then.
Because just need to skip games and yeah. Everton won, Brentford 0, Mr. B.
That's a rubber match.
Yeah, we were useless, mate. That's all I can say. We were pretty poor in this game. We just let Everton get their win to stay up. That's pretty much what we've done. Give them a favour, I think. Because we weren't at it against a certain other team, but I won't mention it again, obviously. But we were, we were on fire there. But on here, we were just, I don't know, just weren't at it. Tony played, Tony started. He was shit, Sorry for swearing, but he was. And I don't know what's up with him. I think he wants to leave. Well, we know he wants to leave, and he's going to go, isn't he? So who cares? So wherever he goes, I'm not bothered. I don't want him here anymore. So he don't give a crap about us, and we don't give a crap about him. So as far as I'm concerned, he can go. Where he goes, I don't know. As long as we get a lot of money for him, we want more than about, 40, 50 they're talking about? Want more than that.
You won't.
For him. He's worth more than that, but he just doesn't...
he
hasn't done anything.
You won't get more than that for him.
Yeah.
He needs to be performing to get money for him.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals since he's been back. That's it.
Yeah, he's a saver.
So, and he's been out of a lot of the games. He could have scored against Everton. He should have scored against them, but he cots it up when generally he would have scored. If he was on form, like last couple of seasons or whatever, he would have buried that. He would have buried that chance. But no, I think we were useless until Lewis Potter and that came on. Lewis Potter played well and Damsgaard when they came on. That's when we actually started doing something. So I don't know why Thomas changed it anyway. He changed it all up when it was all right. It was fine. And, against Luton and everything, why did he change it again? I don't get it, man. I just don't get it. But still, I think we're at home next against Fulham. So could be an interesting one there, Barney. But
yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. Don't ask me how it's going to go. I'm a bit nervous. I won't lie to you. Depends which Fulham turn up.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about you lot. I mean, you lot can produce things at times, great performances. So I don't think it will be easy for us. But as we are at home, I think we should produce a lot more than we did against Everton. So
our away form worries me. It's been very poor.
Mm. Yeah, do you know what team you've got? Have you got any players out? Or
No, we've got a fully fit squad, no injuries.
oh, right. Oh well, it might be tougher for us then, I suppose. But
it's a tough game.
Tough
yeah.
game.
Yeah, we'd probably have Bomo, Visser and all that up front. I'll drop Tony. I wouldn't play him, mate. I'll tell you, I just wouldn't play him anymore. He's not at it. His head's not there. He don't want to play. So
once a player sort of turns and says, those kind of things, they're not focused on the football.
Yeah, I know. He done all that gambling and he slagged us off. So I don't know why we kept faith with him, mate. I don't know. I just don't know why. But
credit to Brentford for keeping the faith.
Yeah, we could have let him go for a load of money. I mean, I don't know why we just didn't let him go. It could have been like 100 million or something. So
yeah,
I would have just let him go, to be honest, when they had that chance. And we decided to keep him, and he ain't done nothing. So
he paid you well by getting banned for 8 months, and he paid you well.
It's all right. He was still getting all his wages throughout that time, weren't he? And all that.
Probably was, yeah.
He's always been mercenary, to be fair. I mean, he was like before he was at Brentford. I think was he?
Yeah,
Peterborough. Yeah, he was always a bit of a tosser down there, to be honest. Anyway,
yeah, putting it mildly,
I mean, our fans have run into him at Peterborough quite a few times.
Yeah, I was going to say, would he have, when you guys were coming up the table steps, he would have been sort of around that sort of level, wouldn't he, and all that when he was starting to go through?
He was Peterborough for 3 seasons. I remember seeing him twice. Well, 3 times actually. 2 at our place, once at theirs. But
he was quite a late starter as well. He didn't like sort of.
He was like 21 when he broke through to his first pro game. I feel like Ian Wright, just a little bit earlier than Ian Wright.
Yeah, Tony's always been one of them ones. I mean, a lot of Spurs fans go, he's the perfect striker for us. I mean, the problem is when you look at it, he's a good striker. He's got a decent proven track record, but the problem is that track record comes with attitude and all that.
Exactly, yeah. He's got baggage with him. That's the problem, yeah.
Mm.
And
the best place for him was actually like that. Best place for him was actually like
in the summer. Where's Ivan Toney going to go in the summer? He ain't coming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Luca. I ain't got a clue, mate. But I don't think he's coming to you lot. He's not coming to Arsenal.
He won't go. He won't go Spurs either. I don't think.
No, he won't go Spurs.
Maybe Chelsea, Liverpool.
Chelsea would be the idiots to pay up the money for him and all that you guys want, and he'll just go in and become another Lukaku.
Liverpool might be good. Liverpool might be a good destination because I swear I think well, I know Salt's leaving, but I think Liverpool fans are well filmed with Nunes. I think he needs to be sold.
Well, that's just another striker who they just got ripped off for because of a release clause, weren't it?
It was awful. Nunes was awful. So I'll say sell him and bring Tony there.
Yeah, they couldn't make a good one out of either of them.
The service they'll get from Diaz, and whoever they bring out on the wing for Salah. I mean, I think they're talking about the AC Milan left winger. I can't remember his name, but he's being tapped by Liverpool. That would be that, and if Tony goes there, the service. Wow.
The problem is, though, you're selling a 24-year-old striker and replacing them with a 29, 30-year-old striker now. And if they're going to get rid of Salah, then it's literally one. It's one of them like that. It's all about the age profiles now. And Arne Slot don't like old players either, to be honest. When you look at his young striker he's got now, he's got Jimenez at 22, the Mexican, and he's got Gastrada at left back, centre back, and all that, who's 23. So it's like I don't think Tony fits many profiles in the Premier League now, apart from the merry-go-round of Chelsea, or maybe a fun buy for Jim Radcliffe at Man United.
Yeah. I just want him to go, though, to be honest. I mean, I don't care exactly actually now how much he goes for. We just want him gone because it's just sort of, brought us down now, I think. And to be honest, I don't know why Thomas keeps playing him. I don't know.
He's a parasite, a waster.
Yeah, he is genuinely a toxic influence, and you guys just don't.
I hate that he's going to stay in the Premier League.
Well, we're thinking about next year now already. You know, next season we got Igor Thiago coming, so we're looking at other players. Obviously, the one Sammy Schmodics at Blackburn.
Yeah,
Obviously,
there's half a chance because if we stay up, we're getting him. I told you this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you keep saying about that, man. But
He's number one target. We're putting every bolt, every bit of mustard into getting him over the line. Everything. We're throwing everything at him.
Right. Let's move on to the next.
That was always said that we're prepared to make the huge bid for him.
We've got a few games to go. We're going to talk about this one. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 2. Where Chelsea robbed? Where Chelsea robbed, guys? What do you think?
No.
So, because for me, Chelsea deserved to win that game because they were so poor. Mark Cucurella made such a... I tell you what, he's not a footballer, I'm sorry, but I don't know what Brighton is smoking, right? Because for me, Chelsea paid all that money, 50 million, and he was so good at Brighton, but now he is so rubbish. For me, the guy just can't defend for shit. And especially the first goal, I think it was McGinn who scored the first goal. That first half, Chelsea are just... They're not the Chelsea where people think what they were back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because
Chelsea are just Dennis Wise and Vialli and the Booth.
Yeah, Drogba and whatever.
Yeah, Jobber, Eto, people like that. They had identity.
Chelsea have gone
to Johnson.
They will never ever be that club again. No chance.
No.
Unfortunately not. No.
I have to agree.
I mean, when you look at their team, they had Madueke, Mudryk, Caicedo, combined fees of nearly 200 million, and they couldn't even do nothing. The only people that are turning up for them is maybe Gallagher and Palmer. That's the thing. It's not great.
Gallagher,
But how do Chelsea get back into a position like Arsenal? You're talking 10 years. Maybe less.
I don't actually know whether this is fully recoverable.
I think it's going to take another 10 years for Chelsea to get back where they were.
They've actually got some decent players though there. They have got some good ones. Cole Palmer is quality.
Yeah, but
a great player. But they got him from City, obviously.
But, okay, you're picking out one or two. Right? Palmer and Gallagher, you picked out, right? That's fine. But where's the other 9 players?
They're players. They're not a team.
They're not Madueke as well.
They just don't have a team.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
I agree, Kallum. Yeah, it's true.
They're not a team. They're players. They're players. They're not working as a team. They're players. They're individuals. Their egos are too big for that club.
But do you think
they want to take over?
Gusto ain't a bad player as well. He's pretty good.
You could say so. Boys shove money down the throats of these players, give them 8-year contracts, and they're ours. There's no thinking process behind it.
I think the problem is that you've got an owner that has no clue whatsoever when it comes to managing
Bowley.
Yeah. Bowley's got no clue. I mean, I used to hate Abramovich and everything that he did, but
he brought success.
The one person that was the 2 people that actually did stuff for them, Petr and Granovskaya, when they was running football operations.
Oh yeah, Marina Granovskaya.
They was a force to be reckoned with. And I mean, when you look at it now, they've got no clue. They're after their scouting department and youth department, they chop and change, they come and go. Ever since Bowley's been in there. And then you've got Pochettino. He don't look comfortable as manager down there. He don't look happy. He doesn't.
He's squirming a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, literally, he's moaning more than Arteta, and that's saying something.
Yeah,
sorry, he failed a lot of times, like Spurs as well. He failed there, really, didn't he? You think? Or, he got you in Champions League and stuff. And things like that.
I do feel sorry for Poch, right? Because that's not his team.
Poch is a difficult one. He is.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, I'm probably with you, Steps. I feel sorry for him and all that, but I think that he was hoping for the Spurs job back when He was hoping for a long time, and everyone that I've spoken to from the club or around it have said Daniel Levy didn't pick up the phone. He didn't do nothing. They was out playing golf with our dealers, with
I thought the job was nailed on for him to come back,
and they literally didn't want him back because there's something about Poch where he's gone everywhere and he's not done nothing. Yeah, the PSG won a trophy. Big deal.
Do you feel though his best managerial career? Obviously, we all looked at it. Do you think his best spell was Tottenham?
It's so hard to measure, but I would say.
I know you go to PSG and win a trophy like that. Anyone can do that. I'd go walk into PSG and win a trophy. But as a manager, for what Tottenham, where Tottenham were when he came in and what he done for him, because I mean, everyone thought he's only managed at Southampton. What are we doing? But he bought something in the end.
He did do something, and the Champions League final was probably, and that run was one of the best that we've had in recent years of doing stuff. But yeah, I think that there's something that always holds Poch back and all that. Whenever he goes anywhere, he always never sees eye to eye fully the clubs and all that. So it's so difficult to do. And I think whenever he's been given money, he struggles, and he struggles a lot. He's always good with buying them cheap young players, like getting a Dele Alli and Eric Dyer, people like that. Yet when
you managers like that, isn't there? That when they got a big treasure chest, they don't know how to use it.
Yeah, exactly. We went out and bought Ndombele,
Celso, but when they got a big treasure chest, they see the money, but they don't know how to use it. Constructively.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And that's the thing. He left us in a really toxic place, and the problem is he's now.
You could say Tottenham. There's money available for him, but he didn't know how to use it.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. He just didn't have. He's a coach on the pitch. He's not someone who.
He's got the mouse for the deals, has he?
No.
Negotiations is not a strong point.
But he wanted to. Let's put it that way, and it didn't go down well. It really rubbed a lot of people up the wrong way at Spurs and all that quite a lot, and he didn't go out in the best of ways. I mean,
I don't think. I mean, you go from Southampton to Tottenham. I mean, it's a big jump, but also he's relatively new to the start of the Premier League and English football. So maybe he was trying to learn this trade. And Tottenham obviously wanted success with him because of what he done at Southampton. I think they given the time to progress to a level, which he did. But like you said, with the negotiations, getting these big players in, he didn't quite know how to do it, and that's what probably ended him losing his job in the end. That there was no players there that were capable of pushing the Tottenham to the next level, and
exactly
the players that he had there that were holding Tottenham back, and there's no negotiations there that he could bring people in. So, like you said, that's probably where it generally lies with Tottenham fans. That why has he brought the players in when the money was there?
Yeah.
Because he didn't have the negotiation skills to do it.
He didn't know where he stood.
Like, what about
that as well. I mean, does anyone know where they stand with Levy?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Okay, we'll move on to the last game. I'm going to skip Bournemouth, Brighton, and City game. But North London derby. Starting off with the host team. So let's go with Kallum. Explain what happened in that game.
It was definitely a game of two halves, I think. Definitely Arsenal knew how to get around us. They knew how to play. They knew how to control it. They knew how to literally get anything and everything out of us. And they targeted our weaknesses, set pieces, our high line. And Arsenal just knew how to manage the game properly because we were appalling for that first 45 minutes. And no matter how many times we tried to do something against Arsenal, we were our own worst enemies. We played well for the first 20 minutes in transition and doing all that, but we literally just ran up to Arsenal's back line and decided to just play backwards. And it was one of the worst games that I've seen as a North London derby for it, and we were our own worst enemies for it. Even though I think we should have had that VAR goal allowed.
Yeah.
I mean,
game of two halves, definitely. I thought Tottenham were going scrape a bit 3-0. I predicted 3-0 in the North W. I mean, Arsenal come out with the traps very well. Some good goals. Holberg, very. I tell you what, Strikers will be proud of that own goal.
Well, you guys need a Premier League striker. Do you want Højbjerg to play for you guys down at
Yeah,
Luton?
we'll take him. We'll take him on a play as you play basis.
Oh
I
God!
But no, I mean, yeah, good for the Arsenal Holberg's goal. Right, good position for Holberg, but the header he got all wrong.
You get Benson. What player he would be?
The position was good. The defense was lined up pretty well. They had their bases covered. The ball came over and it didn't beat the first man because it's criminal when you beat the first man. But when you got Holberg on the front post, heads it in for you. That's all you need, really, isn't it? For Arsenal. And when they got the first goal, tails were up for Arsenal and they raced into a 2-goal
Arsenal
lead.
just knew how to play through us and around us.
They raced into a 2-goal lead pretty quickly, and then they got the third goal, and it looked all wrapped up. But fair to Spurs, they came back at them, and I really thought they were going to snatch a late goal. I thought 6 minutes of injury time, I think, was on the board in the second half. I thought there could be one chance here, and I really thought they were going to snitch it, but Arsenal just know how to grind out these victories in North London.
Talk about your go on, Luca. Talk about Arsenal this match. Are you going to win the league? What's going on?
Yeah, your perspective.
Well, for me, in case you guys haven't watched my match reaction, please go and have a look at my thoughts.
Wait, what do you mean by match?
Which one? Don't do it.
It was a positive.
Don't do it.
Fucking manager!
I didn't say any of that on the weekend, but there was a positive thing. There was a positive thing, right?
What was that from? What game was that?
Aston Villa.
That was a Villa game.
But thoughts on the game? Look, I think the first half, we didn't start off very well. I thought Tottenham usually and playing that high line stuff. And then I think the problem with Ange is I think Tottenham need to stop playing that high line stuff because many teams will catch Tottenham out. Because if Manchester City find out Tottenham playing the high line, City will do what Arsenal did, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I think the problem with Tottenham was in that game, Arsenal, for us, we had a lot of possession in that game. We managed to control and we managed to find a way because a lot of controversy in that game. Van der Veen's goal was definitely offside. 100% definitely offside. People might disagree with me on that, but I think it was just about offside.
It was tight.
But the penalty situation as well with Declan Rice, I do think, before I do say it, actually, no, I will say that Declan Rice, that was a penalty. Not going to lie, I do think the referee got it right, and I think Arsenal done well. I think for me, did we deserve the win against Tottenham? Probably not, but we got away with it, and quite frankly, the last 20 minutes or so, Tottenham gave us a really, really good game.
Luca, do you think Arsenal became their own worst enemy in that last 20, 30 minutes and all that? Because most of the time that we was coming up against you guys was picking up on mistakes you guys were making, weren't it? The Raya one, the Rice.
I think for me, right, when you have a look at the Raya situation, there was no need for Raya to do that because Raya's kept 14 clean sheets. He might have done that at Brentford, but for me, you can't be doing that in the North London derby because if you look, of course we won the game. That's great. And we're still in contention of a title challenge. But if you want to go on to win the league, you can't be making mistakes like that. And I think making that back pass with Saliba to Raya was a massive, massive mistake. Even the second goal, Declan Rice, for me, I thought he was poor on the weekend.
But Raya came back from that, by the way, that mistake. He played well after that.
Yeah.
He's still done okay.
No, he
made one individual mistake. Should be making.
But Arsenal should not be making that mistake if you're competing with Manchester City.
Yeah, but you still give us the money for him, Luca. You still give us 27 million for Raya. So.
And Arsenal aren't going to be paying that money.
I don't think I don't think he's. I still think that it's an online, not an obligation to buy. I think it's an option to buy. So they might send him back.
Arteta's wanted him for so long. He will buy. He is going to pay for him.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the contract I think that they offered him was no obligation to buy. It weren't we pay him and we pay at the end of the season 27 million. I think it's an obligation to buy. They pay him, and if they want him, they've had the obligation to buy him. They don't have to. They can send him back to you. I don't think they will, because like you said, Arteta likes him, but there's no obligation to buy.
But if he didn't want him, why would he just be playing him all the time and not Ramsdale? He put Ramsdale in goal.
They need a player. They need a player. Ray was good because he played really well for you last season. People looked at him. Arsenal picked him up and thought, you know what, we'll give him on loan. If he's good enough, we'll pay the money. If not, we'll just send him back. And at the moment, he's been good enough. And I think they will pay the 27 million. But if they don't want to, if they find someone else, they'll send him back. I don't think they will, but they could. There's an option they could go elsewhere and send him back to you. I don't think they will, but there's an option there.
If Arteta didn't think he was any good, he wouldn't be playing him.
But why is our number one goalkeeper?
He had a good season last season, and Arsenal brought him in to sort out the goal situation. And there's no obligation to buy. They bought him alone to see if he's any good. If he's good enough for Arsenal, you have to option. It's a trial before you buy thing. That's what they've done. Arsenal played that really well.
Yeah.
They've got him on loan for the season. There's no strings attached to it. They see how good he is. Trial before you buy. If they don't like him, they'll send him back. If they want him, they'll buy him. It's a trial thing.
But we're going to buy David Raya. And I think at the start of the season, I said Ramsdale for me should have been number one. But now Raya has now come in. Ever since that game at Goodison Park, Raya for me, I've seen about him. And Mr. B, you know him. He's played in the Championship for Brentford, right? And we were linked to this guy when he was playing in the Championship for Brentford. But
that's right.
Raya for me has a very good calmness about him. He's better than Aaron Ramsey.
The best, though, is it?
He can be quality, and he's actually made a lot of good saves for you lately in games.
Yeah,
he's actually kept you in games.
He's in the season as well.
This is why you need a goalkeeper and a defender to go on to win the league. You need a good back line and a good keeper.
If you always think about it, you know that goalkeepers, whenever they make a mistake, they're always going to be picked up for it. If a striker if a striker misses a goal, then you're just going to chalk it off and go, he'll have another shot. But as soon as a goalkeeper makes a mistake, then you know they're going to be picked up for it. And that's what people pick up from Raya. But Raya was very good for you guys in that last 20 minutes because your backline was struggling. They were feeling the pressure of Richarlison getting in their faces, of people coming in there. And that's the only guts that Spurs showed in that game whatsoever.
I agree, Cam.
And that's the thing. So, I mean, Raya did do a lot of good for you guys and all that. And you could see that people like Tomiyasu, he didn't have a good game for you guys. He was very much linked.
He was getting bullied by was it
Kulusevski, on the right hand side. The problem is, I don't know how he got away with not getting booked and all that. He made like 6 or 7 fouls, and after the second one, he should have got booked. But I think from both sides, I think it was a poor game for officiating. And to be honest, if we get involved in this, we'll end up having a whole debate on PMGOL, and it's just going to give us a headache.
I think the referee was trying to let the game flow because obviously he knew it was a North London derby, the tensions run high. He tried his best to let the game flow, and most of the time it was quite fine football. But the ones he did vote for were obvious fouls, but he did try to let the game flow.
Yeah, but no, I think Arsenal deservedly won that. To be honest, they were
more clinical in the end.
Yeah,
I agree, definitely.
They were the better team on the day.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're so out of form as a club now. I mean, when you look, we've conceded 3 against Arsenal, 4 against Newcastle. Yeah, we put 4 past Aston Villa. Then we lost against Fulham. What was it? Was it 1 against? No, I think it was 2 against you guys, weren't it, Steps? Because you guys,
2-1.
we beat you 2-1, didn't we?
Yeah.
Obviously, Brentford, we've drew and 1 against.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Obviously, we won against Fulham at our place, then lost at Graveland Cottage. Spurs are like the most inconsistent team in the top 5 now, and that's the thing. everyone going down from Spurs downwards, they don't want 4th or 5th or 6th or 7th because no one can get their act together to decide who wants it. And we're giving everyone the opportunity to come and take 5th from us at the moment.
We'll have it. We'll swap places.
Nah. Sorry, Steps. You can stay where you are, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you got one of the best signings. You got one of the best signings, Van der Ven. He's one of your best signing. What a signing, man.
Van der Ven for me isn't a defender, he's a striker.
No, that's
How
Romero.
quick is he, man? He can do 100 metres, I reckon.
Yeah, my mistake.
He can do 100 metres race. He's that quick.
Yeah, I mean, Van der Ven is very good. Romero's very good. The problem is that
very Romero.
The way that our system works is that only one of them is quick enough to play recovery, and Angie's system of playing a high line with inverted fullbacks. If you look at the game on Sunday, he still played it, even though we had no Udogie, and we was just trying to play through Arsenal centre. You can't play through the centre of Arsenal. We had to play around you guys, and all we did, we run down the flanks and then turned backwards or turned in on ourselves. There was no capacity to overload the box and test out Gabriel and Saliba. That's what our downfall was. And then you're playing Son, who's not a striker, up top. But this system needs to be adapted and changed. And I think that Ange is going to have a lot of thinking to do over the next couple of weeks because we've got some massive games: Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, Burnley.
We don't play you. You mean Man
City?
No,
Man City. Sorry, mate. But yeah, we've got like...
you already us at your stadium, anyways. But
yeah, we beat you guys and drew at Old Trafford, didn't we?
What's the mindset for you guys when we play City? Is it we win and we get top 4, or actually no, we lose and how can I say it? We win. Arsenal.
I think we've just got to forget about what people do around us. We've just got to go out there to win as many games as possible and get and just.
Oh, Luca, they can help you out, you know.
Why? You really believe that?
If they can get a draw against City, you never know. You just never know.
Yeah, but Tottenham now are without both of their left backs. So who's going to be playing at left back?
They got Ben Davies, the greatest Welsh.
3 left backs. We're without all 3 of them. Sessegnon, Udogie, and
Davies. He's a left back.
Sessegnon's a left back.
Yeah. We ain't that good. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I know, but
well,
he's
you've
like
got Zinchenko, mate. So I don't know who's worse.
One of those guys, Sessignon was a better Fulham, money.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Tottenham now going to be out with
Bernie.
You've got Zinchenko.
Where's this on a Fulham player?
Yeah, he used to play for Fulham. Yeah, Sessegnon.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
At
the moment, the options at left back now are either pushing Van der Ven out there, but I don't think you take that risk.
Put Son there.
Oh, don't. I remember that game when we played him played him in that poxy semi-final against Chelsea. That was the worst game that I've ever seen. But I think the options probably got to be Emerson Royale playing out there, and he's nowhere near.
That is risky. That is risky.
Well,
Chicken Royale.
We are really struggling, and I mean, we lost literally 2 left. We lost 3 left-sided players within 2 weeks. Werner, Davis, and Udogie, and all that. And the problem is,
Werner, what a player, right? Yeah.
Well, no, but I wouldn't touch him a barge pole. But at least the thing is, at least he was an option that we did have, and all that. Because I mean, we got so many injuries as well. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well, about 4 injuries for Spurs this year have been non-contact injuries in training. So I'm just like, what's Ange's system doing to them? And this is a big concern for next year, to be honest, as well.
Ange. Yeah, what's he doing?
Trust big Ange, eh? Ange ball. Yeah.
I'm not Ange out, but I'm not.
You're Levy out. Yeah, Levy out.
Definitely Levy out, to be honest. But
He
I
should
don't
be
know.
He's been good like a long time ago.
How many years have Tom been saying leave out?
Yeah, who else is going to come in and buy us? He values the club at £3 million.
Wow.
That's the thing. We've been trying to get Levy out.
Ratcliffe, you want Ratcliffe at Spurs? You want Ratcliffe?
Well, I remember it was between us and you guys, weren't it? At one point.
The Cronkies might take it over.
It was.
Oh yeah.
Glazers. You never know.
Oh my god. At least we'd
Yeah.
have. At least we'd spend money. It just means it'd be spent.
You know
on
what
dog
I'm
shit.
looking forward to? I'm looking forward to that Liverpool documentary that's coming out. You know, because they're doing it last. So.
Oh, yeah.
That should be a good watch. I agree.
That's
That
going
should
to
be actually
be
a good
embarrassing.
watch, yeah.
But Barney, do you want to say have you said your thoughts yet about this game, the North London derby?
My thoughts on this game are, I'm afraid, people have found Spurs out really, having watched Spurs quite a lot, obviously with my Harry connection. I've seen them a lot, and Ange Ball, it's great to watch, but teams now go and they know how to sort of play against Tottenham's high line, and we did, and we exploited the backs, and in Arsenal the damage was done in the first half. Spurs showed a game of it, they battled back, but I thought just Arsenal were deserved winners at the end of the day. They just had a bit too much quality for Spurs.
Yeah, exactly, mate. They just knew how to play. People know how to play against us now, and there's no plan
That's it,
B.
Callum. Yeah,
There's no
Spot on.
backup option.
That concerned.
there's no plan B for man.
That concerned. There's only one route, no plan B.
I mean, to be fair, I think that Guardiola don't have a plan B. I don't think Arteta has a plan B, but they have perfected their style that well that they can just keep going and keep going and keep going and do it. So that's the problem. That I don't think Ange's style is strong enough with our squad yet to be invincible, where you just keep going and keep hammering on someone. But yeah, it's got to change. Something's got to change, or something's got to get better. And I don't even want Champions League now. I'd rather just get fifth and try something.
Fifth not become a Champions League spot?
No, there's not enough coefficient points left. It's only it's only Villa that are left in the Conference League now, isn't it?
I wonder which North London club lost.
Yeah, only Villa.
Yeah,
it's all right. Harry Kane and Dyer had a good couple of days against you guys, didn't they? Sorry,
Lads are going to win the trophy now, then too.
But what if Villa win the Conference League and they get fourth? Does Tottenham get that Champions League spot?
No, because Conference League only gets Europa League. That's the thing. So all it would do, it would push you.
Fourth. If they finish fourth, they won't be in Europe, but they'll be in Champions League instead of Europa League. So if they win it, they jump to the Champions League. Who gets a Europa spot?
It means that fifth and sixth would get one. So whereas it's usually only fifth would get Europa League and Conference would get sixth, it would mean that there'd be 2 Europa spots and a Conference League spot. So seventh would get Conference.
Yeah.
So most likely it'd be Spurs and United getting Europa League, and probably Newcastle, Brighton, or someone like that, or Chelsea maybe getting Conference League.
Wow.
But obviously next year, any teams that play in the Champions League and go out in the group stages, they don't drop down into Europa League either.
It's one big league now.
As soon as you're out, you're out. Yeah. That's the thing.
One leg, no double leg.
We're gonna wrap it up here because I think it's been a good one.
Fantastic.
Try the solstice. So let's start with Luke. Where can people find you?
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel. We just reached 6.7k. So we're 300 away or 299 away from 7,000. So if you've got any friends or family or relatives, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, Luke at AFC. I am going live tonight at 9 p.m. for a Bournemouth opposition preview. So if anyone wants to pop in the chat and say hello to me, you're more than welcome to. And also catch me for the match reaction straight after the game. And the big one on Monday, of course, is the matchday vlog semi-final League 2 playoff. Crawley Town
Don't. Mate. Next. Let's see. Where can we find you on Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram, Stetsy Boy, and Twitter or X. Elon Musk called it X, Stetsy Boy 82. You can find me on Hanno's Coach's Corner very often. Big up to Hanno. Find me on Mr. B. Will talk about his channels in a minute. So, Orest, thanks for having me again. As I've always on yours most of the time. Friday, probably not because I'll be on my way to Luton. God help me. Tyler and his dad for all the Hatters content they do on Tyler's T-Boys TV. And enjoy your games of the weekend.
Yeah, big up. I'll have my eyes tuned in for Friday. Don't you worry. Next one, Mr. B. Where can we find you?
Mr. B for Life 182, Mr. B Hive Football Chat, and obviously got a preview for the Fulham game. I've already sent Barney my email, so contact me on there, and we'll obviously do the preview for that, hopefully, and talk about hopefully how we're going to beat Fulham at the G-Set, right? But
rubbish, yeah.
It'll be a good game because we're sort of rivals, really, so should be an interesting one. But obviously, just want to finish well. Obviously, it's been a bad season, so if we can maybe even finish sort of 14th, 15th, I don't know, but a little bit higher, that'd be great. But yeah, obviously, a lot of other things coming up. Got the stream with Ollie tomorrow. Going on his one, and I think Orest again on Friday. So be on a few other things. So thanks for having me on here again, Orest, and Harry. Obviously, he's one, and the rest of the guys there.
Big up, Harry.
And is it Kieran or Cameron or whatever? Spurs fan.
Yeah, Kallum, mate.
Callum, sorry, mate.
Leave in.
Yeah, cheers, man, and obviously Barney and Stepsy and Luca and all that. Yeah, cheers, guys, and come on, you bees.
Barney, big up to you. Where can we find you?
Big up, mate, and big up to all you guys as well. Thanks very much, Orest, for having me on the show tonight, and big up Harry also for inviting me on. You can find me on X, Ambrose Barnaby, or Barney FFC on TikTok. But yeah, I'm looking forward to obviously the preview against Brentford at the weekend.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. But yeah, looking forward to doing more of these. And thanks again, guys. It's been really good.
Yeah, no worries. Back up to you, Barney. Fulham smash.
Cheers, Barney.
Yeah, we'll see. And last but not least, Kallum, big up to you.
Kallum,
Big up, guys. Big up. Obviously, thanks to Harry and all you guys for having me on tonight. So you can find myself and Harry on Park Lane Podcast pretty much every Sunday, unless any of us go to the games. You can find myself on Twitter, CallumStubbs97 as well. We will be covering 2 games this Sunday as well. We'll be covering the Chelsea game tomorrow night, and then it'll be the Liverpool game on Sunday. So I believe I will be hosting on Sunday. So if anyone wants to come and check us out, come give us a follow, subscribe, and a like. And obviously, if anyone wants to come over and do opposition previews as well, you can message me or you can message the pod, and we'd happy to set it up as well. And obviously, Barney usually tunes in on FIFA and on pro clubs and all that stuff as well. So yeah, thanks very much, guys, and cheers, Orest, as well.
Yeah, cheers, thanks, man.
Love pro clubs. Love pro clubs.
What prediction for tomorrow's game?
Oh, I'm gonna go. I think I went 2-2 against Chelsea for us. Barney, can you remember what I predicted on Sunday, mate?
Gosh, that's a while ago. My memory's not very good. I think it was 2-2 because I said 2-2 as well.
I think we both went for 2-2, and then we was more positive about the Liverpool game on Sunday and all that compared to playing at Stamford Bridge. It's going to be interesting. So I believe Luke and Winnie are recording some stuff because our guys are up in Scotland at the moment. So I think they're going to be on our TikTok page and all that, and recording from Spurs bar up there. So if anyone wants to go out and check it out, have a look. If not, I'm sure H will be doing God knows how many videos tomorrow, as he always does, and all that. And he'll put something out or other. So go and check out his page, and then come and join us on Sunday night as well at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely. You guys pick up the panel.
Yeah, I said 1-1 for tomorrow.
Pick up, guys.
Yeah,
I said Desmond as well. Actually, yeah.
1-1 as well. Yeah, 1-1 for me. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a good stream. If you want to find me, Orest Football on YouTube, I think I'm like 6 or 7 away from 500 subs, so it would be appreciated if you guys check it out. Make sure you guys do smash the likes on Spurs Talk. Thank you for Harry, for letting me host.
Sub to Ten Hag.
If you watch me complain about Ten Hag, then you might as well. I think my turn is the right place to,
Yeah, well, it's good for that.
yeah. But anyways, we will see you next week. Peace.